Welcome back to San Antonio Living. All right, I hope you are inspired to take control of your life and lead a better, fitter life. If you are, we're going to show you where you can do it in San Antonio for a very, very low price. Dr. Torres is joining us this morning from the Institute for Functional Health. It's good to see you.
Great to see you as always.
You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad you're back.
I know you're following your program, right?
Yes, along with Cleto.
Along with Cleto, who looks so fantastic. Yes. And I'll tell you what, I want to get right into this because a lot of people say that they don't take better care of themselves because it's too expensive.
Right.
And I want to start right there because when it comes to expense, this is not an expensive program. But let me ask you, I mean, what does your health cost? Does it cost a couple of cups of coffee at Starbucks?
Yes.
Does it cost a night out to dinner at your favorite restaurant? You know, it's worth it to me.
Yes.
And, you know, we've done a great example of putting this all together for you. I want to take a look at your screen. This is very important because this is kind of like a breakdown for you because I spend money on coffee, right? You spend money, or we spend money on dinner. We've got all of that coming up for you in just a second, but let me show you something else first. Take a look at your screen. These are pictures of people who have gone through Dr. Torres's program. They've changed their lives for the better. And these are people with what kind of health problems?
All different types of issues. You know, we've seen people that are struggling with issues with symptoms of psoriasis, of Hashimoto's or thyroid issues, weight gain, of course, insomnia, not being able to sleep, pain. A lot of people with fibromyalgia. You know, so you name it, you know, we don't necessarily focus on treating these diseases. We focus on treating the body.
Right.
We focus on the body, and the body will do exactly what it's supposed to, you know. So I'm very glad that you mentioned the, you know, the expense of having to do things. So, and it's very funny that you mentioned coffee.
Yes.
Because coffee actually happens to be one of the largest expenses that people make on a monthly basis.
I know. You know, it's funny when you add it all up, and if you're one of those people who stops by your favorite coffee house every morning to get a cup of coffee, that would cost you $91 a month.
Yes.
Think about that. If you get a massage every month, that's going to cost you $60 a month. If you spend money going out to dinner, that could cost you up to $600 a month. But how much is it going to cost me to take better care of my body with you?
Right, and that's the difference. Is we have our Jumpstart program, and people have heard us mention this time and time again now. You know, for as little as $36 a month, that comes out to $1.25 a day.
Okay.
People can start getting rid of many of these issues on their screen, along with a lot of their symptoms and how they're feeling. You know, so we've seen people that are having problems with digestive health. You know, 50% of all of our doctor visits today are due to either gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, or acid reflux. A lot of that can be negated if they start doing their part, which for as little as $36 a month, we can start
So don't say it costs too much because it really doesn't. You know, you're spending money on other things. So this is how it works. For example, let's use Cleto as an example. I know he's been coming to see you. If you've seen Cleto on TV right here, thinned out, I know he's off several medications already. He's paying $36 to get all sorts of information from you a month to get better health. What kind of things are you teaching him?
So very easily. For one, he knew that working out was going to be one thing that we had to change for him. The other thing is we had to figure out what would work around his schedule. You know, he's as busy as anyone would be. So the people that we see in our office are the busiest professionals there are out there in San Antonio, the people that are stay-at-home moms. Everyone is looking for some kind of help, so we got a built-in that works for them. And also we teach them all the clinical nutritional aspects of things, because everyone knows that they should decrease their salt intake. Everyone knows that they shouldn't be eating vegetable oil to cook their foods, you know, and so forth. So we teach them the clinical aspects, all dictated by their health and what each person's case is. So that way they can get the results, because that's going to be the biggest problem. And I can't think of any better time than now, because spring break is right around the corner. So people are trying to get, beach body fit and get ready for the beach and for vacation. But most importantly, people need some kind of goal to shoot for.
Right. And here's the thing, you know, if you've tried something before, maybe you work, and same thing, Cleto, working out all the time. You might be surprised. That guy spends a lot of time at the gym. But it wasn't taking off the weight because he was only doing one thing. And you have to take two things into consideration. It's what you put in your mouth, and it's what kind of energy you exert. And that's what you're teaching people.
Yes, teaching people that, and we're also teaching them what the side effects of some of these medications are. We're also teaching them, the hormonal component of things, and then of stress, how we're dealing with stress, because all of that leads to inflammatory responses. And that's going to be the biggest thing that a lot of people in San Antonio are struggling with, is inflammation. No one really knows what's going on with inflammation, how it's affecting them. They just know that something is off. So what we got to do is we got to figure out what we can do to start getting that under control, because inflammation will dictate everything whenever it comes to our health concerns.
And you say you say inflammation, that's it's not that big of a word, but it's a doctor word. That means, are you bloated? Do you have tummy bloat? Do you have headaches? Do you feel just puffy all the time?
Yes.
It could be inflammation.
That's right.
So here's the deal. When you sign up for a consultation, you're going to do the blood work on your clients. You're going to figure out what's wrong with them.
Yes.
And then you're going to get them started on the program for $36 a month. Not only that, we've got a free consultation for the first 20 callers at each location. So take a look at Cleto. He's looking good. He's feeling good. And there are so many other clients that have done the exact same thing. You've seen them here on San Antonio Living. All right, here's the deal. Call the location nearest you. There are 3, downtown, Stone Oak, and New Braunfels. And if you are one of the first 20 callers, you're going to get that consultation for free. You can start your program for as little as $36 a month at the Institute for Functional Health. Online, the website is ifunctionalhealth.com. And of course, we've got all the numbers online for you as well. All right, don't go away. I've got more San Antonio Living when we come back.
The Rodeo Roundup Report is brought to you by Ranch at the Rim.